back to Metals, Money, and Markets. We're at March 23rd. As always, Mickey Fulp, the Mercenary Geologist, will break down these numbers. And for MiningClips.com, I'm Rob Goodman. All right, Mickey, all kinds of stuff going on here. We got some tariff worries. We got Trump signing an omnibus today. Let's get to it here. Gold and silver, pretty good weeks. The rest of the metals kind of suffered.
Gold had a very good 3 days. Other metals did not. Gold probably had a good day because of increased worries about trade war with China equals geopolitical risk equals safe haven buying. Gold was up to 1347 for a 2.5% gain. Silver gained 18 cents to 1650. Platinum lost $3, now at 945. The big loser was palladium, down to 971 for a 2% loss.
And wrapping up with copper, an even bigger loss there.
Yeah, this has to do with trade war worries, tariff uneasiness. You know, all these markets are driven by speculators through futures and options. So the markets are worried about this, with China consuming 45% of the world's copper on a yearly basis. Copper closed at $3, down 11 cents. And get this, Rob, it's not only backward in the front month, it's backward in backwardation 4 months out. This does not, in my opinion, bode well for the copper market. We'll see where it goes from here. And you can also argue the same thing happened with palladium, which is an industrial metal. Zinc and lead, both at, 2 to 6 month lows. So it's kind of permeated the base metal space.
And as a note here, that gold-silver ratio crossed 81.
Yeah, we haven't seen this in, geez, I don't know how long. It's pushing up toward 82. You know, despite my usual paradigm of I like silver above 80, I think I'm waiting a ratio above 80. I think I'm waiting till it gets to 90 right now. Oh, and we should also mention, I'm looking on the board right now, and the platinum to gold ratio hit 0.70. That's an all-time low.
And over to the energy markets here, a non-event in uranium this week, but boy, oil popped this week.
Well, I had a great week, up almost 6% to 65.91. We haven't seen this level since, for 2 months, 2 months high. U.S. rigs up +5. Get this, Canada's rigs down another 58 over the week. So they've lost something on the order of 130 drill rigs over the last 3 weeks. The oil patch in Canada is coming south very quickly. OPEC cuts into 2019, so speculate the Saudis. We had the Saudi prince in the White House this week. It appears that the Saudis and the United States are going to get in bed together again versus Iran. That's going to be very good for U.S. shale producers. And uranium is flat once again. I think we'll just keep saying that till something happens ad infinitum.
Yeah, and moving over to the currency markets there, where the dollar could not hold that 90 level. And boy, the loonie was the big winner, though.
Well, the dollar was weaker, and I think that had everything to do with the trade tariffs. Dollar closed at 89.48, down almost percent. Euro was back up to 124. The loonie was the big winner, up 1.7%, but you know it lost 2.1% last week, so it recovered some of its losses. Didn't quite make it back to what it's been over the last month or so. I think that had to do with Canada getting the tariff exemption on steel and aluminum, and it had very little to do with their oil market. Once again, as I told you, their rigs are coming south.
And wrapping up these equities markets here, where it was just bloody here. Tariffs weighed, and worst week in over 2 years.
Yeah, uneasiness in the markets. VIX up above 20 for 2 days. This really has to do with fears of a tariff war. It's my opinion that we still are the 800-pound gorilla on the block. If China actually wants to get into a tariff war, trade war, then I think Trump's going to say, bring it on. But, you know, I do have A bone to pick with Trump. He signed the omnibus bill today for 1.3 trillion. No one read it, and in my opinion, Trump threw us under the bus on that. Dow's down 11% from its January 26 high. It is now in strong negative territory for the year. But S&P 500 and Nasdaq, although they lost big, they're still positive for the year. Dow closed at 23,533, down almost 6%. Same for the S&P 500, closed at 2588. Nasdaq down 6.5% to 6993, led by Facebook. And we have learned this week exactly how intrusive Facebook is into our lives. There's a piper to pay there.
And wrapping up with the venture here, where it actually had a relatively good week considering the other equity markets.
Well, I guess so, but it was down 2%, down to 818. Most of that happened over the last couple of days. All in all, a bad week with moderate volumes, but they're up somewhat, but undetermined what's the catalyst to make this market look better going forward.
All right, Mickey, we'll keep our eye on the wire and see what the blowback is on Trump signing this bill. So appreciate the insight. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob.